Welcome to the clashing of steel.
And as it is to be expected from some matches, you may be left alone to defend a single side. Well, that is not a very smart move. Your team members who might make the difference will go their own way, or they might not engage in a situation or engagement they know they have no value to gain. So it is not the smartest move to go offense alone on that side. You can already see most of my team is pushing through north and mid. Although I do have the support of horsemen, I do not want to push deep into that terrain knowing that there is something nasty. And seeing already the spearmen, I'm not taking the chances. And I am also guessing that these horsemen don't like the chances either. So there are two options what I could do. I could go and support my team members on other lines or on other fronts. Or I could just go and defend the base, ensuring to buy us at least some time. Of course, there is always an option of telling your team members that a side has been lost, that we are not defending on that side, or that I cannot defend it alone. Just because you're there doesn't mean you have to engage. You have to be smart with all of your actions. Wasting 3 units against 9 with 0 value gained is a horrible choice. But my choice here was simple. We had the overwhelming numbers. We had 8 players basically in the mid and north. Perhaps even 9 at this current point. So I will be the one going to defend the base. Usually when I lose a side or give it up, I try to tell my team members that they should be aware, that they should be ready that something might hit them from the side. Fortunately, in this case, all of that side came towards our base. And me and the horsemen were here. So we were actually able, or are actually able, to buy some time. If all of those opponents would have turned towards the mid, things might have been rather grim. Another important thing that works for us are the greedy horsemen. If we can deal with them now, we don't have to be afraid of them charging us in the back. Although they do disengage and I won't have the pleasure of dealing with them, or at least as much as I would love to, it is still important that we can chase them out of here and that they won't come back. Although I will get my second shot at them, so to say, I still have to work for my base. If we take a look at the minimap, we can already see them coming in close. There is a red box with a white eye in the middle of it, which is our watchtower, or was. And that is another sign that pretty much tells me I need to turn around. The mid is doing great. We have our archers who are overwhelming the opponents. We have some infantry to defend them, or if not defend them, at least cover them somewhat. And why did it have to be javelins? Okay, and now I'm turning back and dealing with the swordsmen and the javelins. Only good thing about it is that they're playing Caesar. They indeed could silence me, but I'm gonna pop my skills real fast and javelins are out of range. They could deny me the strikes, but for some reason these javelins do not use Vitsi. I think he was trying to flank my rear with javelins, but fortunately TS7 Carthage swordsmen have the shield screen, and that is a vital skill against any ranged units. They could have actually made a lot of difference in the mid, but since they came here with their swordsmen, javelins and even archers who are moving back there, they might have lost advantage by coming here. Wow, that was nice. I always love how they were with their backs, it was even better. The javelins actually could have made a difference even without the Vitsi. There are several ways they could have fought against me. One, if they would have had stakes or caltrops. Delayed me, harassed me, annoyed me. Second, by just moving away with their troops while the javelins are shooting at mine. Disengaging, and while disengaging, letting their javelins hit my swordsmen. But instead, I am in a struggle match against them. And finally, my team has arrived. It is kinda painful to watch how Caesar with Benny just gets the power over me, although he is a tier lower. I had Portas and the determination to help me fight against them, but it is just painful to watch how much stronger actually the Roman swordsmen are. these aren't even the armored legionnaires, these are the regular ones. They are just so incredibly tanky, even if they are one tier lower than I do actually suggest playing any cartridge infantry with at least one elephant. That will give these infantries some value. And I wasn't expecting that, and I wasn't expecting that either. But then again, perhaps I should have expected that because that player is stacking his units. But that tactic is only as useful as long as he can get behind me and as long as he has the javelins. There is no point in dying in mindless engagements. Especially when you are thrown at one side that has literally no chance of overpowering their opponents. We were outnumbered and there was no point in throwing our troops away. Instead, we let our team know that our side was lost, and we went to the defense of our base. This is important, because if your team members don't know or don't pay attention, and if they happen to check the chat, they at least have some knowledge of what is going on at other fronts. It is not a wrong choice to avoid engaging opponents where you know you're gonna get hammered, where you know you're outnumbered and you can't handle. Just let your teammates know what happened and what are you planning. Perhaps they can help, or if not, they will have an alternative idea of what should be done. Okay, let's take a look at the scoreboard. So, as we can see, I was the second best in my team, mostly just because I T-capped opponents. I did earn some defense and some support score, defense probably from the javelin fire mostly, and offense score from fighting against Roman swordsmen. Germanicus was the best in my team, I had a couple of good archers, and well, I did have some support from the Folksmen as well. The best in the opposing team were the horsemen who we had trouble fighting against. Then come the Vercingetorix and the swordsmen who hit me right in the back, cheeky move. And then we have, of course, the swordsmen and that single unit of javelins with Caesar. This match might have turned out horribly if I would have gone full offense on the southern side. If there would have been another infantry unit and we would have had its support, we might have gone offense, but not just the two of us. It might be too much of a gamble. I never suggest losing your troops in meaningless fights where you have nothing to gain. So, before we go offense, we need to evaluate the situation we are in, what we know about the opponents, and how is our positioning and maneuverability. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.